Okay, y'all will. All right, so I said I wasn't gonna be making any videos today. I was gonna have like a chill day, but I kind of need to talk about this. I need to. I need to. Okay, so first off, hold up, let me get the camera. Okay, there we go. All right, first, all right, so I'm just having a chill day, right? And I'm, like planning ahead, making other videos, like pre-planning videos ahead, editing and other stuff, and making music. Well, planning to make more music and other stuff. So just getting stuff done, brainstorming, pre-planning for stuff for future content. Then I take a break, and I'm now on I'm on Netflix, just chilling, watching a scary movie, Unfriended, really good. And then I decide to go on YouTube, and I'm just scrolling, and then I see something for Bandai Namco about Tekken 8, and I'm a Tekken fanatic by heart. I know the story by heart. Then I see new character, and I'm like, oh, where are they bringing out a new character? Are they bringing a new person? Cool. First thing I see is June Kazuya. I'm like, excuse me, say what? But if memory recalls me, when the trailer for Tekken 8 first came out, you see Kazuya and Jin duking it out like some anime in the middle of whatever city they live in. And Jin gets knocked out, right? And in the process of him getting knocked out, you see June. We all know who that is. Like anytime you see a woman with a white headband, that's June. That's the iconic look, the white headband. So we all knew it was her when she was, I guess, talking to him while he was like knocked out or whatnot. I was like, oh, wow, that's June. That's pretty crazy. Oh, cool. Then and oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So then later on, one by one, they started showing the people. They started showing trailers for all the characters. So now the roster that we got Nina, Law, Paul. We got Jack 8. I don't know what the heck happened to number 7, but we now have Jack 8. We got Lars, obviously, and then we also got Jin and Kazuya, and King. So that's like 8. Yeah, yeah. 8, and now we got 9, which is June. But here's the crazy part. We all saw June die. We all saw her die. Because at number 6, she wasn't in the game. She wasn't in the game. At number 6, she wasn't in the game. I know that for a fact. I would remember her being in the game. She wasn't. And if she was, then I probably wasn't paying attention. But I distinctly remember June not being in the game for Tekken 6 when it came out. Then let's run it back. She's been around. June's been around since Tekken 1. Since the first one. And then we all thought she died to Ogre in Tekken 3. Then you didn't see her at all until the 5th installment came out, Tekken 5. And I'm like, you see her backstory and whatnot, you're like, okay, so she survived. All right, cool. Then you don't see her again at all. And you're like, where freak she go? So Tekken Tag comes out. Now we're introduced to her other half, which is called Unknown. Her devil side, because Kazuya was like, since you my wife, and I got the devil powers, I'm going to give you what I got. AKA, she's now called Unknown. And when she first was introduced, they had her in Tekken Tag. And when she was introduced, you fought her at the end because she was the final boss. And what was crazy, they decided to give her the mechanic that Mokujin has. And if you don't know who Mokujin is a wooden possessed tree. Yeah, possessed tree that can fight like everybody in the game. So they gave her that mechanic. I find it weird that they gave her that, but yeah, that's how it was when Tekken Tag first came out. I didn't mind. I didn't care. I was having fun. I didn't care. Then years later, we get Tekken 6. No, I'm wrong. We get Tekken Tag 2, Tournament 2, which was fire. Just, fuego. Amazing. And we see her again. And you're like, the freak happened? I gotta sneeze. Okay, it's not coming. So we're like, for people who've seen it, we're like, you're alive? Again? Well, no, technically, no. She didn't really die in the Tekken Tag. Yeah, I'm wrong. She didn't die. And when you pick her in Tekken Tag and you pick Unknown, her end story is like, the wolves, like for those who play Tekken and they know about June and stuff, she always had like the wolf with her. And when you fight her at the end, or you pick her ending for Tekken Tag, the first one, you pick it and you see the ending and the wolf like tries to take over, but obviously she didn't let that happen. And then boom, she just looks around and smiles and looks at the camera and smiles, and that's it. You don't see nothing. You don't hear nothing from her. And then when Tekken Tag 2 comes out, you see the intro and everything. We got Jinpachi. That man didn't die. I was like, we all saw him die in Tekken 5. How on earth are you still kicking, old man? That was a shock when Tekken Tag came out. When Tekken Tag 2 came out, we were like, Jinpachi's alive? What in the fuck? So, and then of course, the intro goes on. You see Heihachi looking younger because of a super serum he had. And they start fighting and whatnot. And then of course you see Lily looking around, seeing all the fighters. And then we all look and we see June. Lo and behold, we see June standing there watching the fight from a distance. And then what was so crazy, while Lily, I think she's French. Yeah, I think Lily is French because I can hear the accent. I think she's French. Yeah, the Lily and her French accent go look at her. June didn't even hesitate. June just looks at her like she knew that she was standing there. Looks at her, breaks her device with ease just by looking at her. That lets you know how strong June is. And I'm like, well, damn, okay. When I saw this, I was like, damn, all right. I didn't know she was alive. I thought, kind of thought she would just vanish. I was like, she vanished after Tekken Tag. I did, well, damn, okay. And then you do the arcade, and you go through the stages and whatnot, and then towards the semifinal, you fight Heihachi and his daddy, i.e. Jinpachi. They start fighting. Well, you fight them, you win, but of course, they press a button, you go straight in the ground, and then you fight True Ogre, and I'm like, you're supposed to be dead as well. What the And if you don't know who True Ogre is, just type in Tekken True Ogre, and you'll see who I'm talking about. Big ass monster with a snake arm. Moving on. Then after you fight him, of course, he's like wounded, and then a bright ass light comes out. And lo and behold, the final round is you fight June herself. And you're like, excuse me, say what? And she don't say nothing. She don't say nothing, just looks at you. You beat her ass for the first round if you get lucky. If you get lucky and she doesn't break your body in half or in two. You win. You know, beautiful lake now becomes poisoned, and then she smiles, turns into unknown. Then you fight her again for round 2. You win. She faints. And then it goes on to whatever story or whatever character you picked. But if you pick the people that follow the storyline, like Heihachi, well, no, not Heihachi, like Jin, if you pick Jin, you see him holding her. She reverts back to her normal self, and then she just turns into dust or pure energy. Jin loses it, transforms into Devil Jin, and flies off into space. But if you pick Kazuya, the ending, if you pick Kazuya in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, you pick him, the ending you get is he picks her up by the head and takes the power that he once gave her, because she became unknown because of him. He gave the power to her. In the first Tekken Tag, you saw it. And he takes it back, and then he gets his power that was once given to her, transformed, and he just smiles and takes off into space. But if you follow Jin's ending, he transformed into Devil Jin, flies off into space, but of course, as he's flying off into space, shooting lasers out of his eyes, out of his forehead, flipping out, screaming and whatnot. He keeps hearing his mom's voice. Then he flies off into space. He realizes he's now in space, and he looks around. He sees his mom as pure energy floating towards him, embraces him, and then pokes his forehead. Dude just falls down in the earth and reverts back to normal. I'm like, well, damn. Even in death, mama still said, I got you. I like that. But here's the ending that really doesn't make any sense. If you pick June herself in the game for Tekken Tag Tournament 2, you pick her and Unknown, because they're literally the same person. You pick that, both endings, regular June, well, you got June, you pick that ending, she is now walking in a forest, and she just smiles and just becomes one with the forest. Like, she literally just turns into pure energy. I'm like, what the, what? Explain. I am confusion. Like, you didn't, it didn't give us no narration, no nothing. She just looks around, smiles, pure energy. I'm one with the forest now. Like, did you just become Mother Nature or something? Like, June, explain! Then, if you pick her bad side, it's not really a bad side, I guess. But if you pick Unknown, she's floating in some river or wherever, or some ocean, wherever. She's just floating in some water. You got the angel. My brain froze, I'm sorry. You got the angel who just floats in the water towards her, touches her, and releases the curse of her being unknown, and she just leaves her floating in the ocean. So I'm like, both endings of this woman makes no sense. I'm like, I get the angels, trying to get rid of the devil powers, to get rid of the people, get rid of the devil. I get that. But when she touched her, she just leaves her there. I'm like, okay, what happens next? No, what happens? Nothing. It just leaves you hanging. I'm like, cool. Cool. All right. Both endings, I am confusion. So, Tekken 6 comes out. Nothing. Tekken 7 comes out. Still nothing. Everybody thought Kazumi was June. Hell, I did, because they almost looked alike. Almost. But then I've come to find out that's Grandma. That's Heihachi's wife, and that's Grandma to everyone else. I'm like, well, wow. And she's the reason, and Kazumi's the reason that everybody else in the family has the devil gem power because of her. And I'm like, cool, all right. And now we got Tekken 8. You see everybody? Which brings me to my point today. Sitting here minding business, I see a trailer for a new character or a character they're bringing in. It's the first thing I saw, June. I was like, excuse me? Like, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I ain't got my glasses on. I put my glasses on, I look, oh, that says June. So I'm watching the trailer. I'm watching her beating the crap out of her son. And then daddy comes in. Like, oh my God, you were alive all this time? Doesn't say nothing. Beats the out of him. Beats the meat off his man. Beats the meats off this man. Like, just beating the brakes off him. Just, damn. As I'm watching the trailer, I'm like, and as she was beating the crap out of her son and her husband, she started like using this type of some kind of spiritual magic crap. I'm like, when the frick she learned this? The next thing you know, and then if you ain't catching it, if you didn't catch what she said, you missed it. You're gonna miss it. So when she performs her rage art, she walks up to her husband and just says these lines. We will cleanse the earth of the evil. And I'm like, who's we? Who's we? June, who are you talking about? Who's the we? Touches him on the chest. Dude just drops to the ground. Face first. And then says, we can do this together. And just heals him. And I'm like, so you got spirit magic now? Where did you learn this? Where? So I'm like, she's alive. Okay. We all thought she died. How are you alive? How? I want to know. I want to know. I legit want to know. And then another question that has yet to be answered. Asuka is the daughter of Jin. The creators themselves said it. And I'm like, how y'all gonna drop that and expect nobody to answer, expect nobody to catch that? Like, ever since Tekken 5 came out, Asuka was introduced. And everybody thought Asuka and Jin were brother and sister. So when Tekken 7 came out, that's when the creators themselves dropped it. They're like, oh yeah, no, that's not brother. They're not brother and sister. That's daddy and daughter. Who's the mama? What we get? That's all we get from them, from the creators. We're like, y'all just gonna smile and not say nothing. Cool. So I got 2 questions when Tekken 8 officially drops. How the hell is June alive? And who is the mama of Asuka? Who is it? I want to know. I legit want to know. But that's all I got. That's all I got. I just had to rant about that. I had to get it out. So whoever sees this, I hope you know what I'm talking about, because if you play Tekken, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, go look it up. It's a very fun game. It's a fighting game. It's pretty cool. But for those who do know the Tekken franchise, then you know what I'm talking about. You understand the pain. Anyway, that's all. Bye-bye.